Katie, in your opinion, will the Saudis join the Abraham Accords?
Probably not this time for their own domestic political reasons, but it really doesn't matter. They will eventually join the Abraham Accords. I mean, one of the reasons the Abraham Accords even went forward in President Trump's first term was because the Saudis thought it was a good idea. So they let the other countries in the region know, okay, go ahead, we'll be there eventually. I don't think it matters, because what matters more is the substance of the meetings, where there's going to be talk of, energy relationship, technology relationship, security relationship. So all the important elements of an Abraham Accords are already there.
The United Nations, I was very surprised to see this, and perhaps you were too, but the United Nations agreed to the Gaza peace plan. Now, following that through, does that mean that Hamas is finished?
Yeah, I mean, I almost fell over when I saw that the United Nations Security Council voted to get behind the Gaza peace plan of President Trump. Why? Because of exactly what you said. The peace plan has as a stipulation that Hamas has to disarm or be disarmed, and that Hamas can play no role going forward in Gaza. So what it's really done, the Gaza peace plan has done something nobody's been able to do, which is to separated the Palestinian people from Hamas. And they've all signed on to it. Every major country in the world has signed. Every country in the region, I mean, even Iran signed on to it. So as far as I'm concerned, Gaza is going to be a very different place with Hamas gone, and Hamas's days are numbered. They have no diplomatic support, no economic support, no military support. They may not like it, but I think they're finished.
That's remarkably good news, in my opinion. That's the way it ought to be. That's the way it's, I like it going in that direction. What can I say? But let's get back to the Saudi meeting in the White House. Business is a very important part of these meetings. Is there a lot of money is going to be changing hands, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Saudis have promised almost $1 trillion of investment in the United States. What Mohammed bin Salman wants is that he's turned his country away from just being a petropower. He wants it to be a technology power. He's looking beyond, because why? He's got 60% of his population is under the age of 30. So he's got to find a new way to diversify their economy, open up their society. So technology is the key. So that's why I think eventually the Abraham Accords will be signed. Why? Because Israel, tech startup nation, one of the great technological nations in the world, marry that up with Saudi energy, oil, or potentially nuclear energy going forward, that really resets the whole globe, because the Middle East is the crossroads between Europe and Africa and Asia. It's where, if that's a peaceful region where countries can transit, where commerce can flow, where technology can move, it really, really resets the world.
Could you say that President Trump is the first American president to bring reasonable Middle East-wide peace, or the chance of peace? He's the first president to do that? Yeah,
I mean, he's really the first leader in thousands of years to have the concept of a wider Middle East peace. Not only North Africa, but the Middle East, the whole region. And he's the first guy who's been able to pull it off. Now, why? It's because he understands business, and he understands commerce, and he understands trade. And he's let all the countries in that region know that they can trade terror for technology. They can trade commerce for the chaos that's governed them for so long. And so it's his pressure, his economic pressure, the offerings that he's making to these countries for technology and economy and trade and commerce. That's what's made all the difference to them. Plus some really visionary leaders in the Middle East, particularly the Saudi leader. The president just emerged from the White House. He's standing there. He's waiting for the arrival of the Crown Prince. And he's going to drive up any moment now. He's on his way. They are two extraordinary leaders. They're both extraordinary, and this could not be taking place without either one of them. It has to be the two of them. Yeah, and it goes back to the first week of President Trump's first term, when we're sitting around the White House Situation Room trying to decide what should our approach to the Saudis be. There was a generational change of power. Would we go with the old guys who were kind of terrorist adjacent, although it supported our economic interests, or would we take a bet on Mohammed bin Salman, the guy in his 30s, who really saw the vision? And President Trump took that bet. And after that, everything has changed.
Could you say that, look, Iran is down and out, Hezbollah beaten, Hamas with the UN decision a thing of the past? Can you go that far? Can you say not a victory, but a win in all those three areas?
Yeah, I mean, if you think of what's Iran, so Iran is really powerful because of its oil money. Well, that's not happening now because of the sanctions that are being enforced. They can't sell all their oil. And even if they can, it's at a much lower price because of America's energy policies. So where's its financial support? They're broke. They can't even, they're having trouble sort of meeting their own economic needs at home. Plus, that means there's no money left for Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis and all the terrorism. One of their main allies in the Middle East, Syria, gone. Why? Because there's a new president of Syria that President Trump has now embraced.
When the president did a trade deal with Switzerland, the Swiss came over here and gave the president some remarkable presents, a historic ancient clock, a couple of gold bars, I believe. Do you think that the Saudi crown prince will be delivering any gifts to our president? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure they both like gold. But more importantly, the gift he's going to give is the prospect of peace for generations to come.
What do you think is the first words out of their mouth when the doors close behind them?
I think they hug. You know, President Trump made Mohammed bin Salman possible. By backing him early on, he became a father figure to him. And now the two of them, they're hugging right now. Look at President Trump's walking him in. They really are very close. That personal connection, they know that because of each other, they're going to change the world.
KT, I'm very glad that you were with us for the arrival of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and his greeting from President Trump. Perfect timing. Thanks very much, KT. There'll be more Varney after this.